Lawson TV. Now, so what joining our Faye, the Opiana, the one someone so at your brow, Premier League, player of the month of October, Echo at the Brian in Buemo of Manchester United. On him, sir, yeah, catch us and saying, sending him money SC Corner, voting parts and air corner, and likely say Brian in Buemo, or no, and about the Premier League, player of the month of October. Throw down, penny for, and so, you know, now on him, sir, coach of the month of October, and so Aqua at the Aman Ruben Amorim, and to say, October, no, Manchester United, October. Manchester United, that's a Sunderland by 2-0, or say Liverpool by 2-1. After or Sanso, as a Brighton, Hove Albions, as a 4-2. International said, month of October, Manchester United, 3 wins, Ninano, and Unti, and I'm paying 4, Tontoninano say, Ruben Amorim, and a man, in fact, coach of the month. It says, here, double Manchester United, player of the month, coach of the month, echo at the coach for Ruben Amorim, the last coach, and also AGB the Manchester United, far back in November 2023. Narrator Hag and Otimi, yes, I wouldn't say, yes, that's a Premiership, August, and a slots and a J, coach of the month, of a Jack Grealish, and so a player of the month. September last month, the echo at the Oliver Glasner, and Ellen Alland, and so a player of the month, and a fee, and Abusumu, dear Manchester United throughout. Now, yeah. And a coach Ruben Amorim said an initial general or Kasaka a jam the award number one Kasaka coach and say, wait, and you're no quan a team way for Tessans or Bia can be and a fee and I said, Busumi, ya on Manchester United.
The first thing is that my feeling is that life can change really fast, and it changed in the last 4 weeks in our team. The second thing is this is not my award, it's a team award, because they are the ones that play the game and they did a very good job. They are working really hard. Of course we had some bad days during this season, but they are working really hard to overcome all the situations that we had last year and still in this beginning of the season. And the final thing and the most important thing is that this is from last month, so it doesn't matter. In football, we just need to.
And some of the piano so across Abra, na ya day award no and so Edima Rubina Romian Twansam so na yan Fadia Brown upon the catcher say Hasrafa Kimi Diametan say on one cassa Air Force Sanyamia Duma Afcono about the Sakai and so Ediama Morocco. Now him say Morocco squad no Ediaba na Walid wa Gregory a coach at the Morocco national team and also no. Mpenyimfo no aka cha na said yamba ye biama Hakimi afcon no bebo bi no omso ebeyama Hakimi abobi o se emfa ho say 1 match or say 2 matches so Hakimi no omo try as much as possible say Hakimi bebo bi esan say Hakimi no to onu coach no the best player e we say into such a player so wan kobo afcon ni bia na ade e be ha Morocco ye pa eno ensama Morocco fo no so e kan say chinchini a e was Hakimi enso e qualify na afei obebo afcon ni bi Netherlands national team coach no so ede na squad no at your babon saying na ebusa for the tennis Matis delete there what was an saying your squad among friend or ha na friend Van Dijk near friend Tanaki near me friend Gertrude munyina ye from near ja Matis delete na metin say empenyfo afre Matis delete so on back team no ho on a apprentice for no long abra Netherlands are prepare for the games against Poland and Lithuania and on a squad and so a few about England national team almost squad and Jude Bellingham and if we'll Foden finally almost a back Danny Welbeck a priya young frano our the national team coach name Fino name Jude Bellingham and if we'll Foden there Benyufono and so Atonsa Edia from na Thomas Tuchel and I will be saying say ada in then account one and I was soon Franco day and then as a man buy no so no first of all said these boys good qualities so I'm about kind of English national team no
Find your squad selections fascinating, but this one feels really? more than ever. Jude Bellingham.
More than ever.
Well, I'll get on to that. But the thing is, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden back in, two of the biggest names, two of the big special players, as you call them.
Yeah.
The discussion starts now, I guess, on how you get them all into the side and what their best positions are. So, what's your thinking?
I think the contribution of both of them to their clubs lately was immense. They play regularly, of course. They play a big part and a big role in the success of Real and City's matches lately. They score regularly decisive goals. So
coach the English national team on also Adrian Chel catch and 7 musen and Yamano AC Echo the Fred Bellingham and if we afford in answer and on your catch us and now a Barcelona day sunset. Finally, Spotify Camp Nou and a Barcelona for the beer. General television also Facebook Lawson TV and Yankani Bia and Yamani Bia Coso and then very, very interesting. When we say Barcelona Casa. Amoton ticket 23,000 supporters no maku 23,000 no more experts so it was for Nipera Stadium no 21,795 21,795 it's Barcelona for no plus no fi bus no eba ya don't be rapan 10 animu and in a church say Hana mubaba bolo obia ensha dodo na unim se place no dodo na de bebrana o ma try san kebia we se kan e wa company na so mu se kan e wa company for instance Paul Kubasi Femi Lopez Juan Garcia Mark Benal Ronnie Basi Macasado Gerard Martini Danny Omo nyina sa place amabobo bomu din obia no we se kan enso e wa Spotify company na finally omo so enya kwan enso ekoye training e wa park no so na nya sam ketwa empanyimfo no training ever says no one Laporta, one Gaspard, after Rafa used Yamame Helena Fonts no winning out se VIP now to say Barcelona penny for nina or Bia so at Nasia no more so extra training and Yamana Coso our training ground so training in Diana some ketwa hands a flick and there or yeah small post kakra intensive training to hands a flick and I'm a boys or be a goofy thing and yeah pass the ball pressing game which was a never Barcelona for Nyamia Tuma weekend D I'm gonna start off Vigo na airport ain't training na nya some kids plus na airport no na goalkeepers trainer and also air trainer Brand Stefan Juan Garcia finally oh yeah back na what just session you know the Masa for engineering di back kra intiana Juan Garcia just your bobo no aye save na supporters ni bon sem say yeah bro brother bena go no na what just session die ye di na chi assemble to Barcelona inti Juan Garcia na fei empanyifo no na di ne fa training mu kakra na onim say training no ekoso no enkwara ha dwen Baku TC Park also just all bum place security for no zero no to from hey na enkodani binuwo eja wonyina ne age say Barcelona finally almost so esia kan enso e wa camp no na omo training no ana players make us there be born na you use for training supporters na ya de inte also associate me ya bibi edem na omkwaje ball no je ball na efi Barcelona for kit manager no and almost started say omo ball no e dey to supporters ni supporters no and then football sa Barcelona dey training nyina na omo dey supporters no sempanyifo yi mo san to sika na mo koto for instance say supporters no enso ay ade ye pa na omo we nyina achi Laporta any penny for AC from ebe chicha plus no na omu chicha plus okobam lami ya ma se lami wahi o Laporta enso ebam no na oya television no so a Laporta AC from no na Oye bibidi acha supporters na Montonyum say Barcelona finally and so back to their stadium e train sempenyi for the arrangements nyame atuma Barcelona for say omope the certificate for 68,000 capacity nom the host game against Atletico Bilbao and see eno near many piano so so we na players and ompenyi for the director mo say monko supporters ni mu muni coach monko supporters ni mu na fei monya signings kakra and so we supporters no $5 ibitua €5 ibitua €10 and they support team no ain't another yeah na say your supporters no aya there nipa 21,795 ekwa Barcelona team no and it just some about finally bibia okay nemom problem ba ko esi na say wo hwe seats na panyifo na na seats no efe panyifo ya there nemom unim de esi game no so training grounds and yema chegua supporters ni hwe bi no ye nipa bon for supporters ni bi ha dwen na kwabrane we race nkonwa no so ama nkonwa no bi na ebubu no ene ya ye be stadium yi kwabrane time wrestling konwa no so ma so enti eno ya ne mari pia eno so elkoso Barcelona ebe ho nemom wonim say outside there say demonstrations egusu elkoso nyasam ketwa ne nyina no say Barcelona stadium no musi no Limac company no na stadium no dia mom nemom Limac foi enso the contract na mama mankofo kakran na wonim say ya say contract na dia mama mankofo mo so afa workers laborers so munya adwuma no laborers foi si entua mo ka post fo so aba ha o say laborers foi mun krata wa hin ye ko bibini ye ni krata o report fo munya bo chairman boys no so adwane ready so ya GSC ka okofo police aba ya sa asam no nyansam ketwa na ya se okeka eka omo de workers ni nyina ya se over bear $2 million ya omo start ye no sika ni nyamai ena nkofo no guso omo ye adwuma ena omo so omo pa omo sika ena contractors yi se munya aboche sika ni baba basa say sika ni ye de ama omo nkofo no monkwaje nti monkache contractors for no mfa sika no ye de sika ni ye ho nti ade ya niema ni pia eno so ekoso yenko party babas na fei yenko hwe niema ekoso Real Madrid for prepare for game against Vallecano na unim say ene training grounds wa ebono pa 8:40 na supporters ni bia ju one tam nom de banner abo nti wo hwe banner na banner we na na omde ko masan so ade akoho bio say omde omo town finisher junior chi die sipia no omo supporters no omo town finisher junior chi na onim plus na eba no onim say Real Madrid die omo ne BMW and I arrangement into plus no bia or BMW na the Drew Stadium one time Raul Asensio senior man why there 9 o'clock pepe Gonzalo Garcia na eba no join with television no so Real Madrid plus na cast no master cast bi ohia say Andrew Lennon and also and this so 9-4 and Andrew Lonen and so about Danny Ceballos and so ediche which was a cast no BMW cast no kwasam no say F papa Danny Ceballos and also be draw away you know after ball 9:28 David Alaba and then oya training and David Alaba and also about say also about be training grounds so BMW no different types Camavinga and about be no 9:28 and a Camavinga and so be drew ya Freddy Valverde Eddie Camavinga Gechi also kind of BMW F brutal 9:34 and a Freddy Valverde and so ebedrie Alvaro Carreras and so ebedrie 9:36 and also Edine Cababerum to channel television so Real Madrid plus no na Ebane Dean Housen master why late and tam 9:41 and a Dean Housen and so Edine Cababeru Antonio Rudiger senior man also an Ebanum 9:45 and Antonio Rudiger and so Edine Car Ababe training grounds ebusa for Real Madrid for training grounds and yama choku and na abra na team no eba be training and amere wan saman so ade want to plus no ba ne so mugusu eba na tibu kutua senior man kutua kai say different kakra mpanyifo kapa Jude Bellingham and now late 9:48 na Jude Bellingham and so ebedru ye wonim say arriving time now was say Spanish time 10 o'clock Rodrigo goes and so about drew 9:57 just aka 7 minutes nanka wo ya late follow men deny banom 9:55 for no so na kind of 5 minutes and yes anka Jabi Alonso and so china so ho plus ni ina ba no wa senior man Vinicius Junior eka 2 minutes pe Enka Vinicius Junior ya late yenim so ovini nko na ya late yes sorry akọ hwe se eda milita odi achil to say place bi aso odi last minute afei na omde omo cast enso Roma Brera wo Asensio krade na wadin kind da the oba late na Adagule 1 minute pepe here to get in mudi eja no enti Adagule enso no and ode ne car enso aba be Roma bisa for yento so wonim say akọ Italian Serie A Gianpiero Gasperini and mpanyifo ato abade ama ne say Italian Serie A coach of the month of October coach Piero Gasperini coach Edman Roma onona moyina fei player of the month for October Eko Edma Zambo Anguiza and mpanyimfo enso einti Italy niam ne piano so ekoso mame Enzo Maresca Chelsea nyame aduma omane Tottenham Hotspur na Epo na Enzo Maresca ensam no the amount for fire and brutal they didn't come with a coach in semester and then now yes sir just supporters ne say we are rotations so do they bia wa rotate sa na say kra Rooney abe fire o say ade a wo ye na enye essence place no e was so bia te ne yonko ase they bia we rotation in someone for complain the coach ne say we are na dia ba ni obi a won kwan so bia timi kire na adwen
Said already many times, we are in a moment, in an era where anyone can say what they want. It's correct. I completely respect. But I also said after Karabakh game that since I joined the club, it's also my view to rotate player, and no one complain in the moment that you don't win game. I can understand that no one is agree. I think that when the rotation is Andrei Santos, Brazil international player, Jorel Lato, Holland international player, Estevao, Brazil international player, it's not about rotation. They are good, they are talent, they are young, and for sure when they are young.
Any rotations are some be as I say team no lose one and most start yes and Mariska rotation or say players not do mobono or international players are come national teams are omobono and a coach na air to us waka say one watch fixes here we will be someone central for any Chelsea supporters now they be almost facing so no say obetnya you the same level at the boss are any possible.
In this moment, football is a bit different compared to years ago in terms of physicality and intensity. For me personally, it's impossible to play with the same players 65 games in one season, Champions League, Premier League, and you cannot say, yeah, but why years ago was possible? Because it was different football, was not so physicality. I played for 20 years, was not so physical. Now change, so you need to rotate. This is my personal view, and I think you need to do that. If
time na fixtures no so sa na born in your physical prebe sa inti na obetimi ade o say enye easy o board 3 days ya no asan so akọ foforo inti awasa we rotation someone for enti na central for is okay na William Exteva so supporters ni bi se ma akwara na mabo ni bi na o se munya boche Ogusu o manage boy no you ready no say na no kra no Exteva ba no be catch and say hey UK award the pa say ha award those say or see enyen bonra December kra the boy na start say complain say award no nti munya no ho aboche on e ben place no obi anya bon ni bi abo
start for sure is ready to start, but if Estevao start, another one is on the bench, and probably the other one also want to start. We just try to do the best for Estevao. We are helping him in terms of adapt to England. Again, last week he was complaining about too cold. Imagine, in Meyerbach, last week was still October. So imagine December, January. He has to adapt. He's happy, he's doing fantastic, and for sure he's a talent player for this club.
When he said the Spanish national team, like call up no about saying Real Madrid for Nega Brutal, Alvaro Carreras, De La Fuente, into bueno on your dane. Boy, I open in H coach one freno. Na nini name no squad ne babon saying and central for Bisa De La Fuente say Barcelona for say oh adena ko frela mi yamal. O malami yamal engine homemaker kra o salami yamal se bi na ya se ya ne ya. And a coach say ono obetimi de nse sinibo. Say lami yamal or ye fit. Or say lami yamal in a perfect condition. In no boy no obeba national team. So be po obeba national team. Ayo no and a bet say boy no on bench announce omoboni bi case close also munya lami yamal sam and on kobi sans okay lami yamal and nano on it Danica Bayal in Tokwa one here about affected the national team and also where the a case on meeting us sovereign and naturally crying to mobile crying your worrying or no do him say and some kids and some case these boys can fetch out on issues in a simple cry and yan sama De La Fuente and so eka now on him say walk off France and yan some kids and now and he say Chel and Mbappe wakoto club e fan kan on one chrome club now say Chel and Mbappe koto club on for Omare say division 3 and a Kayan one Kayan for no musi di Mbappe attempts a master enka o my say baby ayete say keni o talk club where you win in a whole ball Real Madrid and a Kayan club no say o beto Saudi ni munya mu bem na afekra da wo good club no kra na onim say supporter ba ko akoya nyom and what this Chel and Mbappe why anyumo and what this Chel and Mbappe what this and sa and nyom no dey abeto social media and among for kan wasam and Chel and Mbappe abano abeka just hey mo bia so sabo we so say we the other television you see also say akwa we eba onu na ebusuafo say ope 1% e club mu and on sekela ne ba so obisa boy ne say sika say na odeba 1% na ope no ubetua say also onkute sika and also debi me yenye club no sa o also o kan sa asam no na boy na fa asam no na odidi na tam ti say what say boy no we on nam no odidi di na tam a it is because say o kan say on ton 1% no enso enfama no ene yansam a efi apranse na so e ba me tete say em say Madrid for no say Atagule na say omu hu ni ye wo big games so say small games there Atagule betimi abo na atene ne woni ye man fans so say big games no so mo de ni gina mfimfin wa asem kofo ta twi fa no so game no ye physical ahondi wom mirikatwo wom a say e na e den kakra e de ma no omo say club world cup Paris Saint-Germain game no sa ATM Atletico Madrid game no sa and now no Liverpool sa into omo say omo de omo hu same say onyendu sam pempenso na big games no omo de magina fifi ho say na be ya niedi no betimi abo bi omo say kakra but for now no de aso musro e kakra for abranse ye fa na Adagule ene yansam no so epie fi ho ba na Harry Maguire say emre bia ne ho ba asam na obi edi na tem no o say onya text message from David Beckham wo na so some message in necessary na brabo is say David Beckham there also onyi nyina no person it say David Beckham no feel David Beckham into so who say Beckham sending the message Beckham is sending crying no or say no the confidence no and so e buy Lenny Euro defender at Manchester United no ko bisa say Brian Mbuemu any amount adanom go ni buy and behwe asabia wusa sa asan we buy na no so free and also no onim pa na Brian Mbuemu na kwahwa ade no video e wo internet so and also asane ye ne fe and ode sa asane ba Manchester United camp na Amad Diallo enso susua sa asane so ono susua bi and omo ye omadwen say go ba omo me ensan kwa akoye sa celebration no se go ne buy no baby a no gina Oju wana boys na say we o se eshe ne papa esan say ayasa no mu nyina practice say we almost so ebetimi ayen Liverpool for training grounds esan say almost prepare for game against Manchester City na Liverpool for say omo more relaxed everyday we ja nan say wa Aston Villa wa Real Madrid ninti and training grounds one before am be start no boys no be to cast timu say camp obi aye okay and Alexander Isak no ye hu no so nti and the boys no more to cast kakra e janka kakra ni just sama ba Liverpool o prepare for the game against Manchester City and yan someone so appear few but now him say when you na call so we and slot bet na say na centrofo bi say no question bi say flowing veti what sika kase de akoto na ba say de ne be 10 na say ye be hu an say de boy na wings wo na eno so afi infa eno so munya no haboche onim de oyo
can play on more than only one position, so he can play off the left, which he did almost all the time in Leverkusen when Xabi Alonso came and introduced this 3-4-3 system, or the way you want to call that system. And before that, he mainly played as a 10 in a 4-3-3. So I think it's more about getting him in the positions where he's good at than we should be so focused on. Is he a 10, is he an 11, or is he a 8? I think we would like to have him in and around the 18-yard box centrally.
Or half a flooring fit around the 18-yard box and only idea here. And all to us, what I said, the entire Nansay, Omisha, Real Madrid, and Aston Villa, Bia, Mabaso, Sabono, Bono, FN, or say a year because of Mummy playing style. Also, Mummy the Bono at top form, in Tema Liverpool form to me, Bono easily. Also, Koshanko phobia, also more club will be a Tingon, long boss and Kwan, Tema Liverpool Bono. I said, or Muno, our opponents in a bomb bre. Name Real Madrid and Aston Villa, the Bonnet, the form.
Reach that level of performance in other games as well when the playing style of the opponent was compared to that. But we always knew that we were able to do so. I've showed them many times when playing styles were similar that we could do the same as we did against Madrid. But so it wasn't a surprise to me how both games went. It was helpful for us that the other team did what we expected them to do, because in 8 out of the 10 games I think we've played this season, we faced a different playing style.
So now Century Baku Bizan says, say, Liverpool must you know, consistent, and honest. Oh, that's a consistent day. na ye consistent in losing na mom niam betimi asesa papa na eka no na osro say abrante for Jeremy Frimpong there also onye too sure say even after international break no Jeremy Frimpong nso betimi afit na waba besi akan ntia no yansem no so apie fi oba one reporter say nyame adomo a Barcelona elections no between March 15th to June 15th and elections no nso ebeko so say enya de obesesa date no mo bia nso enya worried omko bisan say Lamine Yamal De La Fuente friend wa national team no mu complain sama Lamine Yamal yen friend no so say die on person be national team issues na mom or respect so mo de obetimi aka na say osre mo kwana mo koyisu Lamine Yamal mo susu mani mo games ni bebre eto de bia no mate so kakra na mo so mama boy na simi agina home kakra sansa boy no onye fully fit and o say stadium no mu bie no nyame adom na bibia ye okay a omo person de line no Messi and a beer stadium nano into a west no baby Messi will be a bra na Barcelona for enso enfa beer stadium no enso ano na Jamal Musiala finally ye hu say oguso otuchumika enka krankakra ya say Danny nyina and he's getting close to coming back into Jamal Musiala enso training on so guswa on so ye bon pass Jamal Musiala finally on so ba return na for be sakan me te say XC Milan for catch Robert Lewandowski say send ye see de man Luka Modric 40 years oguswa opo se Barcelona for feel so many woman mo ni bi and out tete ho and eneko ochinatna there be AC Milan na catch na say send your Modric I see ye man no abrana be gire ni wo ba wo so benya ball ni bi enso abo enti say table no de da ho contract ne da ho Lewandowski obeko and I say wonko Mikel Arteta and I'm central for someone Sunderland and nebo and now no Granit Xhaka say Oshia Arsenal no Oshia go kura no a on jubilate san so wodo edema Arsenal wo coach Granit Xhaka won na ye dwuma pe say the personality at the same.
You changed him as a human being both on and off the pitch. Could you give us what part of your journey?
Yeah, I loved every minute that we spent together. When I joined, he was in a special moment, I would say, of his life and his career. And between all of us, we try to guide him, to give him a different perspective.
I can really say I prefer Van Dijk Chel. Upon a Chel ye person say, and I know I can't some am I over Van Dijk. One day okay can some Rooney. Rooney say as some now can ya a say Van Dijk and so catch and say eja nano sign a contract we na obo na start to say eba for say one can ye we twaso asam no pese obe drag asam no ama asam na kwaya asam kese bia nti no munya on never Van Dijk issue no die we twaso and anu na Inter Milan ebo Champions League Alejandro Bastoni esa kronfo tie sinefie asesa ne watch ni nyina de ko say we there and ha dwin ye pa Inter kronfo asesa ne sika nyina de ko Antoine Semenyo Matters Liverpool for prepare 65 million for Antoine Semenyo. Yes, Semenyo clause no 3 Premiership clubs be wom say omo ba e wo so mu jai no manoko sa clubs no ye hwan mo a eno ne asam no ye say bomb of the when meet sa conditions ne pa so be jai but say Liverpool for prepare 65 million at the above for apprentice fan Antoine Semenyo and ye man do so ne bom ye fancy ha say na fe ye nto so san say Nyaman dos be brave. Ni was scientific power hospital Dr. Nimo Esimingo so enkai wo se brana so ye mini aba wo pa wo ye dia wo twa wo mpoa wa wo